meeting to, yeah, I just totally blanked it, meeting to order at 5:32. So copies of the agenda are at the back of the room if anybody wants me, and Mary, you want to do roll call?
Yes, I do. Holt,
Here.
Peters,
Here.
Lux, here, Sarah,
Here.
Campbell.
We'll stand and do the pledge of allegiance.
The flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tonight,
I don't think we have any additions. You guys have any?
okay, we just need an approval of the agenda, please.
Make a motion to approve the agenda.
A second. Okay, all those in favor?
I,
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you. Looks like we had no waiver authorizations.
We do have
We
one.
do have one.
Yes. Yeah, with, that's Lexi. And it's pretty, insignificant money wise, but, Lexi's husband does, helps us out with officiating, for football a little bit, so just disclosing that.
Okay, so we just need to, have an approval of the school board waiver.
will make a motion to approve the waiver for Lexi.
I'll second. Okay. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, motion carries.
Do I need to note that I abstained from that one?
Yeah,
that how you
Mary will
guys-
note that in a
Mary
minute.
will note it.
Thanks.
So we had minutes sent out on, for the August 13th regular meeting. And if there was no changes to those, we would just need a motion to do those.
I make a motion to approve the minutes from the August 13th regular board meeting.
Second. Okay. All in favor?
I,
Motion carries. The next item is to look at expenditures. With those, unless there's any questions on anything that you want to pull out separately, we would need a motion to approve expenditures.
I make a motion. Please approve expenditures.
A through C.
C.
second.
All right, all in favor?
I
Motion carries. So next item on the agenda is financial statements. Again, if there's anything that you wish to pull out of there, we can, but if not, we would entertain a motion to approve those financial statements A through K.
Make a motion to approve financial statements A through K.
I'll second.
Okay. Any questions? If not, all those in favor, say aye.
I,
Okay, motion carries. We are on item 34, patrons and others. Do we have any new staff to introduce tonight?
Yeah, I think we'll start at the elementary, work our way up, and I think Bill has some, and so Mr. Van Bibber, if you would, please.
You bet. Everybody's here. Excellent. So we'll start in second grade. We have Caitlin Clement. And in third grade, Mary Claire Nichols. And Anna Bridge is our student success family liaison. And Val Monahan is new to her position, special education.
Yes, I didn't bring my glasses.
Just
You want me
guess.
to hold it back here?
Yeah, so really excited about some of the people that we have on board at the middle school. Christine Webb is a new sixth grade paraprofessional. She's spouse of Brandon. Rachel Van Bibber is a paraprofessional in the sixth grade also. Greg Watson. Greg Watson is a eighth grade paraprofessional. Brings a lot of experience working with kids in our communities, and we really are happy to have the people there. Yolanda Price is our new middle school counselor, and I'm gonna introduce Brandon. I don't know if Mark had it on there, but Brandon Webb, our new school resource officer. Brandon lives down the street. We didn't really know each other a lot, except when we shovel snow and stuff like that, but so it's really nice to get to know Brandon. Has really a really good start in our school district, helping out with a lot of different things that go on during the day. And then I just hired or almost ready to hire. We're pending a background check on a gal named Amanda Wink, and she'll be a 7th grade paraprofessional. So I said in the initial meeting that we had with all the staff that I was full of paraprofessionals. Well, I lied. We had an issue, but we were correcting that. And so Amanda's gonna start when we get her background check coming in. Should be a 7th grade paraprofessional. So pretty much full paraprofessionals, which is really awesome for our school district. So welcome you guys. I'm really happy about the people that we've hired, really good quality people.
And I'll chime in here, one thing, like Mr. Beagle said, we had an issue and really, we had a resignation and it was somebody moving from a paraprofessional position in this district into another district. I hate to lose people like that. But he had an opportunity to get a certified teaching position and a head coaching position. And so we always, we encourage people to make the career choices that are best for them. And if somebody has an opportunity to pursue something that they want to pursue, we encourage that. So it's, our misfortune, but it was good fortune for that employee, so.
I have, my first, sorry. I jumped right up. Winifred Harris, I don't think she's here today, but she is joining our elementary team and she's got 3 kids down in the elementary school. So it's great to have a mom down there, and I've got 2 background checks out and then I should be fully staffed, so.
Okay, I've got William Mitchell. He's gonna be splitting his time between the high school and the middle school doing custodial.
Well, we hired Amy Rogers as the tech assistant down at the elementary, so she didn't need to be here. She knows everybody.
Well, welcome, everyone.
Tonight, kind of put a name to a face. All right. If you want to hang out, you sure can, but if you don't want to, you won't be offended. I always feel like you have to tell people that. Thanks, guys. All right, so we are on to item number 35, unfinished business. The first item is to review policy section L. It didn't look like there was much.
No, kind of like, I didn't have any changes I'm recommending. If the
Yeah.
board has some things, we can talk about them.
I didn't have any.
It was pretty, that's like the shortest.
That was the best one. That was the best late night reading material.
Yes.
Policy.
Put you right.
Okay, so if not, we would entertain a motion to approve the policy which pertains to school district relationship with other education agencies.
Make a motion to approve policy section L.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, motion carries. It looks like the next item is the middle school remodel design agreement.
Okay, so that, I think I had sent it to you all, and I will just verbally kind of explain it. And I realize we may not be ready to approve this. I mean, there's nothing, I guess there's nothing really objectionable in this agreement. However, where I think we might not be ready to approve it is, then that's kind of committing us to the next step in the project. And I think we're still waiting on some numbers on relocating the power and or a little workaround there. We had that updated budget where it looked like some costs grew a little bit. And so I don't want to just ramrod this agreement with the board and say, yep, let's approve this, sign this. I want us to be ready to do the project, and I just don't know if we're there tonight. Does that sound fair? So I would like to real quick kind of talk about what it is. I believe it was a projected 12%-ish. Would you want to put up that revised budget? Actually, I think those soft costs were altogether 12%, and that included this along with some other possible soft costs. This particular agreement would be like 127,000. So I think that's like 8% of the project total potentially. And I think that is right in line, wouldn't you say, Bill, right in line with kind of what the industry standards are on that?
Yes.
For architecture fees. And like I said, there's nothing really objectionable to this agreement, but I think once we approve this, we're committing to the project. And I think we just the timing of it, we just don't have all the information that we had wanted for tonight. So with that, do board members have any specific questions or anything you want me to follow up on here in the next few weeks and get to you?
Utility line relocation.
Yep, and that's kind of the big one. And
I mean, that's the biggest thing.
he did leave me a voicemail today and he had a little more of a conversation with somebody at Black Hills Energy, but didn't get a definitive answer. So like, it looks like it's gonna be quite expensive to relocate all of those lines, put them underground. And the person he talked to said, yeah, that's probably what needs to ultimately happen and probably eventually what's gonna happen. But I think it might be a matter of, do we want to incur all that expense? Or is that something they're gonna maybe do later anyway? Or is it a matter of, relocating one pole? That might be considerably less, still expensive, 40 to 50 grand. Or he said, maybe design wise, there are some workarounds where they wouldn't have to do that. And then down the road, if it gets put underground, that'd be great. So that's kind of the phase we're at right now, is we don't have a concrete answer. But what I just told you is kind of the information that he's been given thus far.
Yeah, I think just based on utility work, I mean, it could be 25, it could be 70. That's too big of a number for me to not have without moving forward, I guess, for me, because we're already kind of over where we had kind of wanted to be. I mean, in general, knowing not all of these costs are necessarily hard costs, sometimes it's gonna change. The one question I had, and it's probably just over explanation when I was reviewing this project, is the scope of work. I remember what it was in here. It talked about like their costs of, coming to meetings and whatnot. Do they include those usually in their soft costs? Or is that an additional over and above this project tool?
That would be, I think, included in the soft costs. So let's
I
get
just wanted to
verification on that,
clarify,
Bill, but
because when I was looking at the soft costs, 191,000, that's quite a bit if that's not included already. It didn't really lay that out in here. There's some verbiage in here about it being extra, but it doesn't necessarily say it's included in the soft cost.
I'll get a definitive
So
answer on that.
was
That's my understanding though, that it is, because, if they know that there's gonna be, they project some of those things that they can't really pin down, like how many times they're gonna have to come here on site. And so they build that into the budget, but we'll get a better answer on that.
Because
I
if you read it, it says reimbursable expenses. It does not say that it's included.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and under the compensation, it talks about that the schematic design is 127. So is that 127 included in the soft costs at 191?
Yes,
Okay,
that is included there. Yep.
okay. So then what's the difference between,
What are the other soft costs?
yeah,
I can't exactly answer that right now. Bill, can you think of some examples of what some of those other soft costs would be? Like, one example I can think of is, when you get into an existing remodeling an existing structure, like you might run into something where you have to relocate some power in the building or something. You have to hire an engineer for that. Like some of those things that come up throughout the project, you try and project a little cushion there, cover that. Do you think of other
Yeah,
examples?
I mean, just like a contingency on, just on things that they would find along that lines, then you'd end up having, you know, an electrical engineer or even.
Permits, fees,
Yeah.
that kind of thing, you know. And I think they come up with that estimate formulaically. So based on other projects that they've done.
With the percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I agree, the project in itself and the safety concerns definitely needs to happen, but for us to enter into the design and the cost of the design without knowing the power, and I think on there they have 3,000 square feet for the drop off paving and curb section, which could really drastically change depending on what the power situation looks like. So I think if we could get at least that question answered, that would be, important to have that information before we move forward, is my opinion.
I agree, and I want, if we're gonna move forward with this, I want a comfort level with the board. I don't want it to be, you know, my deal or Bill's deal or Jay's deal, but I want us to all be comfortable that we're doing the right thing, so.
Yeah, yep, and I think it's just gonna be however they end up having to design it. If they would have to move the power, if they don't move the power, we'll just reflect on the design, but for us to enter into that design right now without having that state question answered, because it could be really expensive, or it could be impossible to move the power, and that could shift the whole thing to being lagged or however that looks.
Agree.
Okay, so at this point, do we need anything other than just the fact that we're gonna wait? And
No, yeah, we
go to the
would
next
need a
meeting
motion.
and get some more information?
So we motion to wait until we have the cost of the power? Or-
No, we don't need a negative motion, like you don't do a motion to not do something, you just,
The motion to continue it to the
yeah,
next.
there's no, if there's no motion, there's just nothing that happens.
Okay. Still questions? Okay. That works then. Thank you. 36, new business. New business, we had contracts and resignation. Mr. Pearson, do you want to go through those and?
You bet. Resignation of Amanda Reller, bus driver. Bridget Gastola, high school food service. Amber Witten, elementary food service. Donna Witten, high school food service. And then, middle school paraprofessional and assistant wrestling coach was Tyler Watterson. Amended contracts, Caitlin Clement, completed her master's degree this summer or this last spring and was able to provide those transcripts. So she's starting at that master's degree wage. Classified work agreement, Harris Winifred, food service. Extra duty contracts, Mark Jacobs, middle school football coach. Christine Webb, middle school paraprofessional. Anna Bridge, knowledgeable advisor and middle school, knowledgeable advisor. Cody Brodsky, and Amber asked the question, like, sometimes we do things and then I just don't think to, oh yeah, that's gonna require some explanation. So it seems weird that he's 1 hour per day as a certified instructor at that rate. And the reason for that is, as you know, we weren't able to fill the CTE position. So for those middle school exploratories, Cody's a certified PE teacher. And so he's taken on a PE class. And then we've got some other staff filling in other places. And so, yeah, there's 1 hour a day. We're paying him a rate to reflect his teacher certification as opposed to paraprofessional pay. That is. And then the substitute list. I guess I'm not gonna read through all those. Those have been published, quite a few. So there you go.
So we would just want an action on that to approve contracts and resignations list.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract and resignation list.
I'll second that. Any questions? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. All right, the next item is looks like we had a open enrollment request on your desk there. Just remember, these go back once you've reviewed them.
Middle school open enrollment. Jay, you've kind of looked at what you need to there and it's acceptable.
So we would entertain a motion to approve or deny the enrollment request.
I'll make a motion to approve open enrollment request 25-5.
I'll second.
Okay, so any questions? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. You want to pass them down? Or go back?
And then
Next item is to recognize the volunteer list. And did we decide we do?
yeah, we would just take a motion to acknowledge. and recognize.
Through those all or not, but there's a lot of names there, which is good.
There is. I think they're published, right?
Yeah.
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 That's
so
right, they are.
we'll let people
So
go.
we would just need a motion to approve the volunteer list.
I'll make a motion to approve the volunteer list.
Second it since my name's on there.
I was gonna say.
I mean, it's my name's on there.
Yes, you may, because there's no money changing hands.
Oh, okay. Okay. Second it.
All right.
So then I don't need to recuse myself.
Yeah, not on that one.
No, okay, so if there's no questions. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. Thank you. The next is we're to the administrator reports. So we'll start with Dr. Christmas.
Okay. Just a few things here real quick. First, I just want to give an enrollment report. You know, our official enrollment, of course, is the last Friday in September. I think that's gonna be like September 30th or something like that. But, if we compare our enrollment to last September count date, it's down substantially. However, I'm going to give three comparisons here. So our overall district enrollment at count date last year was 609, and that does not include Job Corps, and it doesn't include pre-K. That's just K through 12 in the district. And that was 609 count day last year, and it's 592 as of today. Mary pulled that report. Now, where it looks a little better is if we compare to enrollment as of May 23rd, last day of school last year, we were at 590. And so we're up 2 kids from last day of school. And so that includes 240 elementary kids, 139 middle school, and 213 high school.
None of those numbers are incorporating the Job Corps in, correct?
Right, yeah, no Job Corps, no pre-K.
What was the elementary middle school number again?
As of today,
Entry was 240, 139 middle school, 213 high school.
Yep. okay. Real quick, we had, got through our Prospector Bowl here this Saturday. And there were some things that were maybe suboptimal, having neighboring events right on top of one another, but, you know, our new AD is taking steps to make sure that we don't have that kind of scheduling thing happening. So I think all things considered, I think the day went really pretty well. Also along those lines, he's been working pretty hard to resolve the conflict in the football schedule with Cool Deadwood Nights next year. We have a home game scheduled during Cool Deadwood Nights. We didn't schedule that. And so to get that changed, what that entailed, I had him send me an email just because I want to just share with you guys what all that entailed. But basically, it was getting several schools and the High School Activity Association on board with making a change. So what we ended up doing was, he involved the AD from Mobridge Pollock and from Webster. And now those have been kind of approved. Mobridge Pollock and Lead-Deadwood will have a week 0 by, August 22nd next year. And then Webster moved their bye week to play Mobridge Pollock week 4, September 19th. And then we will play Mobridge Pollock week 6, October 3rd. With the changes made, we'll look to hold the Prospector Bowl against Weston Springs, Woonsocket, Sanborn Central, tentatively on week 1, which would be August 30th next year. And then hold our homecoming week 3 against Hot Springs, September 13th. So Zach also said that he'll send those dates to the city here during this football season, so that they can get that on their calendar, and like the city and Chamber of Commerce also. Okay. And I guess last thing I really have to report, you know, kind of talking about shuffling to cover some of those exploratory classes. I would say my 7th grade shop class has been going great. At least I've been having fun. I don't know, Jay got to sub in there one day and he thought it was kind of fun. Right, Jay, it was pretty good.
What did you build?
I didn't touch any powder.
And we're kind of at the stage right now, honestly, like 7th graders think they can do all this stuff, you know? But like, we're at the stage right now where we're like I'm testing them out with the miter saw, and you know, I did a lot of demonstrating with them, and then they're practicing cutting, and I'm standing like this far away from them, you know, just so I can like maybe swat their hand away if they're gonna cut it off, you know, and once I feel comfortable, I've got a check off sheet that once I feel comfortable and they go through all the steps, and I'm pretty sure they're not gonna end up with nubbins, then I'll sign off on it, they'll sign off on it, and then they can make cuts with a little less supervision, you know, so it's kind of a slow go right there, you know, but it's been pretty engaging for the kids and pretty fun, and we even got to add and subtract fractions. That was kind of fun. And so I got to teach math one day because I assumed, well, they're in 7th grade. They can add, you know, 12 3/4 plus 5 3/8. And we kind of ground to a halt with that. We kind of went through, you know, so a little bit of cross curriculum. That was fun. And anyway, it's been a fun time, good opportunity for me to get to know some kids. And so anyway. That's the last thing I have to really report on, unless you guys have questions about something that.
Nope.
No, maybe homecoming next year won't be snowing.
It should be fantastic, hopefully. I mean, we had snow on Labor Day.
Yeah, we just never know.
Yeah.
But I think homecoming it's coming right up, isn't it? Next week, there you go.
16th.
Yeah.
You have your outfits picked out.
No, but I finally, I did like, you know, I've only lived here for like going on 4 years now. Finally, I got my shop clean, so when we get our cross-country float built, we can park it inside.
Without it being ruined before it starts.
Right. Nice. So that's a good milestone for me.
Okay, so we are on back to school updates. In order that you have on there, we have the elementary, middle school, high school.
Yep, let's do that. And I've got Mark's little update here that I can read.
We'll go with you, Mr. Vanderberg.
Sounds good. I got quite a few items. Most of them are pretty short, but just to expand on the enrollment, we, like Dr. Pearson said, 240 K5, 261 with early childhood. And then we have 2 more kids that have registered that are not in that count that are starting on Friday. So 242 unofficially. Yes. And I wined and dined a parent who has 5 kids and is moving to the district because she wants to get the best school for her kids. So I think I sold her on that. All right, open house was a success. We had a new format this year with the scavenger hunt style. And I heard a lot of positive feedback from parents and staff about how that all went, and kids were pretty excited. I gave them popsicles and then sent them home, so figured them up. High school activities, mostly seniors came down to welcome the kids on the first day. Kind of made a little tunnel, gave them high fives as they went into the building for the first day of school. That was really neat. Got some good pictures of that. Got the mentors all set up for my new staff, and that's underway. We're building a little more character strong presence in the building. That's kind of that's the curriculum that counseling uses to teach social and emotional learning skills. I have ordered and put up all 9 character trait pillars, like respect, responsibility, gratitude, all the character traits from Character Strong, and then we'll use that for some student recognition. It's right in the middle of the lunchroom, so everybody gets to see it. It's pretty cool. We've had quite a bit of efforts in increased communications already. All staff has an online platform for parents. Most of them use Class Dojo to communicate out with parents. I've developed a weekly bulletin I send out to staff every week, and then a monthly newsletter for parents called Striking Gold that comes out tomorrow. So if you're a parent, be looking for that. I had our first fire drill September 5th, leading into a full evacuation to the Mountain Grand. That was rather entertaining. 2 minutes and 20 seconds for that first fire drill, but 14:30 to get all the way to the Mountain Grand. Big shout out to our SRO and Deadwood Police Department for helping kids get safely across those busy roads. That went really well. Kids did great. Beginning of the year assessments and screenings are all complete, as well as data analysis and data meetings with the different teams. Intervention groups now established and underway, so we're rolling there. Our student success family liaison, new position, I would say is a tremendous success so far. Off to a great start. She's kind of an independent starter and hit the ground running. She's already analyzed data from absences for the last 3 years, putting together some different categories of watch list and at risk and high risk and all that good stuff. Met with Dr. Kirsten and I last week and again tomorrow to go over some of those results and kind of make sure that she's headed in the right direction. We're going to set some benchmark goals and make sure that's underway. It is the 100th year of the elementary school. So I kind of walked into that. Dr. Pearson said, hey, maybe you should do something for the 100th year. All right, you asked for it. So
The building is 100 years old.
yeah, the building, yeah. So we will be having a parade float and the homecoming parade. I'm building a replica out of wood of the school. So that'll be pretty awesome. We are on the 100th day, we are going to dedicate a time capsule with some things in there. We've been working with the Historical Society about possibly bringing some stuff back into the school for display. I know they got some old band uniforms and some really cool things down in Deadwood. Maybe 7th grade shop class can build us some plexiglass display cases or something that will do.
Sure, well,
We have some banners coming that, that's really cool. We have a picture of the building from 1924 and then, like the first class of students on the steps. And then, teacher Gwen Hess took all the grade levels last week or this weekend or last week. Got pictures of the kids on the steps. And so we have this huge banner that shows the kids versus, then and now. So that's really cool. We'll display that. Okay, and then just a couple more. We're gonna have our first family night. It's on the book. It's scheduled now for October 28th from 5:30 to 7. Be math, science, and Halloween themed. So my staff is gonna find out more about that on Monday. They just love it when I just volunteer. All right, it'll be a carnival style. Games, popcorn, cotton candy, grade levels will put together hands-on activities centered around math and science for families to participate in. Have some cool prizes and things. And then last thing is our winter concert, is now on the calendar for December 5th from 6 to 7. So we'll do a little evening winter concert, so. Any questions about it? That's a lot, I know, I'm sorry. A lot going on. Awesome.
No, the only thing I would comment is that, my kids really, enjoyed, the scavenger hunt.
Oh, good.
And then I wrote something else down here. What was it? Oh, and they've been talking a lot about this, time capsule. They think it's gonna be pretty cool. Just pretty excited.
Yeah,
So
we're,
work.
we're still doing the Together Tuesdays. I've renamed it, I guess, and, it's also called Too Funny Tuesdays because I owe dad jokes during that time, I guess, but, it's just a time for us to be together in the gym at the beginning of the day, do the pledge, get announcements, and, give them a little rah. Let's get out, have a good day, have speech, so. Off to a good start, I think.
Since I don't have an elementary student, I wanna see your newsletter.
Yeah, I wanted to
Can
do
we
that
get it
too.
even though we
Can
don't
you
have?
send-
Of course.
Letter?
It's called Striking Gold, Little Digger Parent Newsletter. It is
I just would like to read it.
Yeah, we-
super cool. Yeah, I'll get you a copy, absolutely.
Nothing else then, so Mr. Beagle?
So, yeah, I think we've had a really, exceptional start to the school year. It just seems that, there's a lot of positivity going in our school. One thing that, Dr. Shamber and Sam Grant are our student council advisors, and they kind of restructured how we're organizing our student council, and we had an assembly the other day on Friday, I believe, and it really went well. I was really pleased how the students got up and gave their speeches for the offices that they were running for. And then the enthusiasm that came from the other students was something that I really haven't seen for a while. I just saw or just felt something kind of different in our whole student body, which was really awesome. And I made sure that they knew that I really appreciate it. And it was really a good event to start off the school year to get that going. Outlaw Ranch is, and most of you have had students that went to Outlaw Ranch, so you're typical or completely aware of what that is. So that's next week, during homecoming week, which is just how it kind of worked out with things, which is not ideal in some ways, but it's, again, the actual event of Outlaw Ranch is really kind of special. And it's gonna be really special this year because I get to sleep in a room with 9 other boys. Short on male chaperone, so
Sounds fun.
very excited about that. Yes, I've done that before, and it was really fun. So, yeah, it's really fun. So that's coming up. And Dr. Pearson touched on, the enrollment numbers, and a little bit about the exploratory classes, but I think, the kids are with how we had to kind of scramble during the summer to get that figured out, and Dr. Pearson stepping up and taking a class, and then going to some other teachers. Amy Todd stepped up, and we have her in the class teaching a marketing class to students, and she's really got some great ideas, and students are coming up with some great ideas for a business fair in December that we're going to have in conjunction, like with Mr. McCarty's class. They're going to be building some stuff to sell. So really excited about that. Amy has some really great ideas, and kids seem to be pretty excited about some of the projects that they're going to be doing in there. And then Cody Brodsky, again, we talked about Cody stepping up and doing a PE class, and most of that is kind of in the weight room. And so it's kind of different for some kids that aren't used to being in the weight room and stuff, but again, a good experience for some kids. This year, kind of made a decision with parent-teacher conferences. I always got to start thinking about those coming up. The first one's going to be more of a open house style, where we're just gonna not do scheduling of parents coming in, but just have it open, and then do some kind of a food deal to try to get more parents in. And usually the first conferences are pretty good. The second conference is we've all kind of decided, the staff and I, that, you know, we really, those are the times where, we really need to speak with, parents individually. So we're gonna have those scheduled, with parents, at certain times, those parent-teacher conferences. So yeah, and you know, introducing the staff, I'm really excited about the new staff that we have in our building. You know, they're paraprofessionals, I think, I know we don't take for granted, but sometimes in general, paraprofessionals are taken for granted that their positions are just paraprofessionals. But you ask any regular ed teacher in my building or in the elementary, and the special ed teachers, if they don't have the paraprofessionals and the lack of supervision and services that we have to provide for our kids, if we don't have those people, it is so hard for our regular ed staff and our special ed teachers to make sure that, you know, we're doing what we need to do with our students. So again, I think we've got some really quality people, and I'm really excited about that. They bring a lot of positivity, and you know, we do have kids in our district that really need a lot of extra supervision, and they've stepped up and just really taken off and built some really good relationships with our staff and especially our students already. So really good start to the school year. So, yeah. Any questions?
Thank you. So the next one is you're gonna be Mr. Jacobs for a minute.
Yep, okay, so, there's been an update to tardy procedures in the high school, kind of tightening things up a little more with, like 3 total parties, kind of moves them to the next level rather than 3, per class period or whatever. And, he said kids are really, paying attention and kind of stepping up there. So the courtyard opened today and will be open full-time until the snow flies. And like that's a place where juniors and seniors that are doing, they can go out there during their, I want to say open period, but when they're taking a dual credit class, they can go out there and use that space. Underclassmen can use it before and after school. And then during lunch, I think it's seniors only. And Mark said he's collaborating with Liz on how to do like a cold lunch from the cafeteria. And then maybe even someday, like in the spring or something, maybe even a hot lunch, but so that's up and going. He said new staff are adjusting and doing well. 27 students taking dual credit through universities and tech schools this fall. Humanity launch is going to be returning and will present to our middle school and high school next week. The new SRO, who's not here anymore, has been fitting in well and has a good student-centered approach. Looking forward to seeing him continue to grow in his role. And I think that's mostly it for the high school there.
And if you get a chance, I know it's the humanity launch is on Monday, the 16th. If you do happen to get a chance, the high school will be in the morning and the middle school will be in the afternoon. But they do some really, really excellent activities with kids that just get them outside of their comfort zone a little bit and speak with people and make connections with people that they probably would never speak to or have any conversations with. So it's a really a great day, and then kids, I think, really learn a lot and make them a little bit uncomfortable at some points, and then wrap it all up and they feel great when they walk out. So really going to be a good experience again. We had them last year and they're going to just dovetail on everything they've done and expand it a little bit also. So.
Thank you very much for the updates. Next is nurses report from Darcy.
So I don't really have a whole lot to share with you, but I did meet with a representative from the American Heart Association today. They really want to kind of partner with our school for student and staff wellness. And I'm kind of trying to start something with our wellness team to not only just have wellness one day a year for our staff, but kind of expand and do something year round with our staff, and then also try to get something going year round with our students. We have a great PE program, but I want to kind of broaden it. So looking into some options, and American Heart has a great program. So kind of looking at options there. Our hearing screenings were supposed to be, they called me at the end of last year and said they couldn't come and do our hearing screenings until February. I said, that's a terrible time for us. I really like to have all of our screenings done before the first conferences. And I said, and you guys come from Rapid and you never know what our roads are gonna be like in February. So I said, if you could please come before that. And they just called me at the end of last week and said, we have an opening in October if you want to take it. And I said, yes, please. So all of our screenings will be done on our kids before our first parent-teacher conferences, which I think is very important for our students. I've had a great response from parents for flu shots, so I think that we'll get a lot of our kids vaccinated this fall, which is also important. That's really all I had for you.
Thank you, Darcy. And then food service report.
So we're back in session. I've got some powerhouse team members that I'm working with right now in both the elementary and high school. We made some rearrangements in both cafeterias. So kids are going through the fresh fruit and salad bar first, and then they come through the hot entree line. Right now in the fall, we have fabulous fruit. So I'm geeking out on taking pictures of our salad bar. And then at the elementary, our kindergartners are carrying their trays of fruit all the way across the cafeteria. And it's wonderful to be able to see that kind of independence down there. And they're advocating for themselves and serving themselves. So at the high school, we just got a brand new state-of-the-art rationale ovens, just like we have at the elementary, and we'll have a chef coming from Minnesota in the next couple of weeks to get those. They're up and running, but we get training that's involved with that. And my new motto this year is hard work works, because it does. That's what we do every day. Yeah. Lexi had lunch with us the other day, so.
It was delicious.
All right.
Boy, not what I remember from school. On
Thank you. So next we have a online registration report from Mary.
Out of the 592 students that we have 506 applications have been submitted. So with that, we've had 504 have been approved and submitted, and 2 are on hold right now. It's done very well. I think parents are getting used to the idea, and
It was a lot easier, I felt, this year too, like because it filled in, from last year, and you didn't have to like refill it out again, and you could update it if you needed to, and
Jamie,
it was pretty good.
yes, we worked awfully hard trying to get that.
Yeah.
To be more user friendly. FERPA is requiring the 3 questions now, and that will take effect next year for all districts. I just wanted to get it done and over with, so I worked with campus and got that updated, so we'll be able to pull those questions.
Yep, I thought it was pretty easy. They were so good. Okay, that's it. So what do you do with the remaining? I'm just curious, the ones that don't register.
Well, we found them. The secretaries, we found them, and
Okay.
some you just can't get. And some.
I'm just
We have,
curious. I don't know.
we have one mom that says she just does not have any time to do it. Said, well, I could go through it with you. We can work it out. We'll see.
Okay.
But yeah.
I was just curious. What was your question?
I just need to make note, at the July 16th meeting, I mentioned those amounts from the transfers for the general fund, or from the Mary Johnson estate to general fund and capital outlay.
Correct.
I just, upon the auditor's recommendation, in the minutes, it reflects the transfer of 57,997.08. It was $600.94 less, so I just need to note that in the minutes
Okay.
that the transfer was less, and that was based on an order that was supposed to be received by June 30th, did not come in. So the transfer was different than what was stated in the minutes.
Thank you.
Mhm.
All right, so now we are to public forum. And I think at this point, and follow the rules, be respectful, for really what we ask. But if we have anything, I don't know if we have anything today. Do we have anything? No? All right. Easy enough. And then the next item then would be going into executive session for some personnel.
Yep, and this won't take long, just some quick updates, and so if we could please, could I have Margie and Liz stay for a few minutes, and then Bill, if you wouldn't mind, just stick around close by. I'll give you a call.
Yeah, I mean, a motion. I'll second that motion.
We can adjourn. Thank you.